Good afternoon. Happy to be here, going into my fourth season now. From one young team to another, we welcomed 10 freshmen to our 28-player roster on July 28th. So a lot of fresh faces. All the team came to camp in shape, which is testament to the work they've been doing throughout the summer. But there's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of coaching being done, and it sounds ironic because that's my job, but there's a lot of repetition, repeating communication just to get the new players up to speed for our MAC schedule. That's where our focus will be this season. We also welcomed two new transfers to the group, so 12 new players overall. Over 40% new players of the roster. Again, adds to the reasoning of getting everyone up to speed and working on things a bit more thoroughly this year, not having those returners to lean on as much. And then we also welcomed 2 new staff members. So thrilled to have them on board. Luke Aspinall-Stanton comes to us from Rockford University, and Gabby McAlpine comes to us from Iowa Western University. So new staff to get up to speed as well on how we're doing things. But change is a good thing. I think our AD, Sean Fraser, already alluded to that today. You have to embrace it. And the first 2 weeks of camp have been high intensity, staying true to our game model, our principles of play. And, there's an excitement around camp for tomorrow's home opener against Marquette. That leads me into the schedule piecing. We have a very tough non-conference schedule this year. Last year, we had one, if not the best, maybe Jeremy can correct me on this, of one of the best non-conference records in program history, 6-1-1 going into MAC play. Had a lot of momentum, but on reflection, maybe felt that we weren't as battle-tested as what we could have been for the MAC schedule. So this year, we open up with 2 Big East teams coming to DeKalb in Marquette tomorrow night and DePaul on Sunday. We also have Minnesota and Wisconsin on the road. 2 top 25 teams in women's soccer world. So my hope is that allows us to prepare more for the MAC. And the MAC was ranked the 6th strongest women's soccer conference in the nation last year. So we needed to bring some challenges our way. Even with the new players, it's definitely something that had to happen. And we're ready to embrace that, again, starting with tomorrow. With Marquette coming into town. DePaul on Sunday, and then the other 2 non-conference games are Eastern Illinois, which is always a tough game for us. And then we also play, I think, Southern Indiana might be one of the last ones. So tough non-conference schedule, but again, MAC schedule is our focus, and it's one last dance. I think every athletics program at NIU this year is kind of embracing this last year in the MAC, trying to finish as strong as possible. We've made some great strides over the last 3 years as a program, and had one of our best records last year with the 9-5-5 overall record. I think we've jumped from 260th in RPI to 128 in the women's soccer world out of 360 teams. So we're definitely making strides, but we want to take one next step and compete for a championship, and no better year to do it in the last year in the MAC. Outside of that, we're ready to go, and things are moving as they should be for a preseason camp. Still trying to figure out the pieces to the jigsaw, but that isn't a worry of mine. That's more a testament to the strength and depth that we have, and those things will figure themselves out as more reps, as more game time comes their way. So happy to answer any questions you may have.
Coach, you mentioned a lot of new faces in this program, especially with the 12 new players on the roster. Just out of that group, who's really stood out to you early on?
From a freshman standpoint, Elle Wainscott has come in and really showed herself to be ready for the physicality of the MAC. A local product as well, comes from Oswego, so not too far from DeKalb, but has really started her freshman campaign off on the front foot, which is great. Morgan Lukic, a transfer from UCSB, has come in and really started to put her mark on the goalkeeper position, which is always a very important position in the world of soccer. So she's someone to keep an eye out for. And then go off topic, but we do have some really big pieces returning as well. Tyra King, an all Midwest selection, last year. Again, I can't think of the stats right now, but one of very few NIU soccer players to be selected to the Midwest team. She was also just put on the player to forwards to watch in Division I women's soccer yesterday. Huge piece for us, coming back as a junior. Alyssa Stevenson, coming back as a sophomore, was recently called up to the Jamaican U20 national team, just played in the CONCACAF U20 competition in March. At the back, our senior Aubrey Robertson, as a 4-year starter, someone that's, been a focal point of the team throughout her career. And then Jordan Sadler coming back as well, is returning from injury. She was out for a couple of years, but someone I would definitely keep an eye on. So whilst there are some new players to get up to speed, we do have some big pieces that played a lot of minutes last year that can help get those new players up to speed a little bit quicker.